Okay, so now I'm going to be reviewing Omen IV: The Awakening, which came out in 1991, and it's directed by Georges Monitis and Dominic Alternate Gerard. Is that the same guy that directed Omen 5? The second dude, not the first one. So I didn't even know two people made this movie. It stars uh Faye Grant, Michael Woods, Michael Werner, and Asia Varera. And the only person I recognize is Michael Werner. I don't know exactly what movies he's played in, but I have seen him in a few movies before. But anyways, now this movie is after the events of the third movie, because I'm guessing Damien got that woman pregnant in the last movie, the reporter lady that was infatuated with him. But so I guess he got her pregnant and he's dead now. But this family in this movie, this couple adopts a small not small. This couple adopts an infant girl, and they find out later on throughout the movie that she is actually the Antichrist, and she is the daughter of Damien Thorne. And basically, these people are trying to stop her, or her mom, and the nuns at the orphanage, and this reporter dude, and are trying to stop her from rising and becoming the ruler of the world. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Couldn't give a great synopsis of it because this movie made no damn sense. But yeah, this movie. I'm just gonna say this movie sucked. This is my second time watching it, and it's just as bad as the first time. And this time when I rewatched it, it made me laugh a lot more. Like, especially at the beginning with the nuns, because they're like all happy and shit, like giving this baby girl to this family and stuff. So you're like, oh, so they don't know like she's evil or anything, the infant. And then like as soon as the couple leaves, like the young nun starts freaking out, and she just starts screaming and crying like for no reason. That's like really bad overacting. And like so like the older nun's like, you know this was supposed to happen, this and that. So you're like, wait, so they did know like that she is the Antichrist then? But it was just so fucking stupid at the beginning. And like so she's fighting, so like later on the young nun keeps like freaking out and stuff, keeps screaming and crying for no reason. And there's like this one scene where she's like, after the couple leaves, she's like walking through like the courtyard, and she sees like this, you know, group of like kids being like in school, and they're being taught something or whatever. And she stands there and starts smiling at them, and then all the kids look, and the teacher look at her, and she's just going, I'm like, oh my god, man. And like worse than all the crying in Midsummer. Oh my god. But anyway, so then there's this scene where like the older nun starts beating the shit out of the younger nun, and it's so funny because it kind of reminds me of like when Joan Crawford and her daughter fought in the movie Mommy Dearest, when they're beating the shit out of each other and stuff. It was the part where the girl's like, I'm not your fan. It was like, I don't know, it was kind of like over dramatic like that, and she's like beating the shit out of her, and then like she has a heart attack and dies. The older one does, and then the younger nun runs out of the room and runs into a sanctuary and drops down and starts screaming at the crucifix, and it's just like, what the shit? It's so bad, and it just makes you think like, what gave them? Because this is a TV movie. Like, how did they think that this shit would be good for a TV movie? But I don't know. And the acting is so bad, in my opinion. The only decent one is Michael Warner, but it's just typical TV acting. It's like watching a soap opera or a Hallmark movie. It's so bad. Like, it's mainly just overacting or like barely acting at all. And I don't know, there's just I don't really have much to say about it besides the acting is really bad. The music's fucking shitty. Like, they use some of the music from the first and second movie, it says music from Omen 2, or Omen 1 and Omen 3. I think they probably used a bit from Omen 2, but, like, when they use it during some of the suspenseful and death scenes, it doesn't add any air of suspense or anything. It just comes off as boring. Especially at the scene where the priest dies and they play that Avani Satani bit and he just has a heart attack. There was no suspense to it at all because the acting and the music leading up to it is so comical. It's just like freaking it's like music you would use like in a comedy or something, and most of it's like family. It's like music you would use in like a family TV movie. It doesn't mesh well, and then when you throw the Omen theme in there, it just doesn't build suspense or anything. It just feels so out of place. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, the movie is not good at all. There's nothing really memorable about it at all, and I just watched this movie yesterday. Now there's like some funny bits because the acting's so terrible. Like, there's a scene where this kid, like, I think the girl's name is Delia, the Damien's kid, or the Antichrist girl in the movie. She's at school and this kid is messing with her and he steals her lunchbox and like throws her food on the floor and starts stomping it. And then she beats the shit out of him with with the lunchbox. And then I guess later on they don't show it, but they say like she bit and scratched him like so bad, like it like cut through his skin. And they do show like how powerful her bites are because she almost bites the head or the face off of a Barbie doll. But yeah, it just kind of reminds me a little bit of my niece because she's so bad. But yeah, then there's another scene where she kills a babysitter, and the babysitter falls out the window, and she falls on like this little merry-go-round thing that's in the yard, and she like slowly spins around, and then later on Delia does the same thing, like spins around on it to piss her not piss her mom off, but like shook her mom because I guess her mom has like PTSD from what she saw. And I was like, that girl's a little evil little shit. Like, she's alright. The girl that plays Delia is pretty alright. You can believe that she is a freaking evil psychopathic little girl. Like, she's fine and Michael Lerner's pretty good. And Michael Lerner plays this tabloid journalist, like a private investigator that gets hired. He gets hired later on by the mother to find out who Delia's parents really are, and he has this funny ass death scene because this is the only scene I really remember from the movie. Like when I first watched it, and because every time I see it, I always think about that song "Wrecking Ball" by Miley Cyrus. He gets killed by a wrecking ball, but of course it's a TV movie, so they cut before you see him get hit. And but I just every time I see that scene, I always think about "Wrecking Ball" by Miley Cyrus. And then another guy, I forgot to mention, there's another death scene that sucks because of the TV movie. It's not as effective, but it's the bully's dad. I guess Delia like controls him somehow. I think it's Delia. Yeah, it's Delia. And he's driving his car, and there's like a truck backing out, and it has like the trailer down or whatever, the back end, and he hits the back of the truck and he gets decapitated. But of course they cut from that scene, and yeah. And then there's this also this scene where like the nun, the young nun from the beginning I was talking about that kept screaming and crying, she becomes like a Pentecostal. I'm gonna say Pentecostal because that's what it reminds me of. Like those churches where they speak in tongues and they play with snakes and stuff. So she becomes one of those like preachers there, and like for some reason like Michael Werner like tracks her down there to get information, and he shows her a picture of Delia and all that, and she has this freak out, and then she gets bit by snakes, and it's just a very goofy ass scene. And then she dies from the poison, I guess, the venom, I mean. And then, yeah, I'm sorry, there's nothing good about this movie. Like, it's shot like a typical TV movie. Oh yeah, there's also this subplot about this, nanny that takes care of Delia and stuff. And you think, oh, maybe she's gonna be like Mrs. Baylock, but there's a character that comes later on that's barely in the movie. That's like the Mrs. Baylock character in the first movie, but this woman is a new age person. She like believes in crystals and stuff like that. I'm not making fun of anyone that likes this stuff, but it just didn't make sense to me because the Omen franchise has always been about, Catholicism and Christianity. And then in this one, they throw that shit in there, and it just didn't make the new age stuff. And it just didn't make sense to me at all. Like, why are they adding this element into it when the whole franchise has been about Catholicism and this and that? Because she's gonna try to stop them with. I don't know nothing about New Age mysticism and stuff, so I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. But I just didn't understand why. But there's a scene where she takes Delia to a psychic fair, and like Delia just sets the whole place on fire, and the acting's so bad in that scene. But supposedly they take a picture and it shows like the aura of the person, of like of Delia, and she has like a bad aura. It's mainly like black, like a black aura. But I guess like they said, it's not. It's like she's trying to latch on to people and feed off their negativity. But yeah, I don't know. It just didn't make that really didn't make sense to me at all, because later on, or at the end of the movie, Delia wins, and then the wife, the adopted mother, she gets pregnant, and you find out later that I guess Delia, there's this I forgot what it's called, where there's this process where like if you're a twin, you can absorb the other twin, and I guess I don't know how this works. They didn't really explain it in the movie. But Delia absorbed her twin, which was a boy, and then somehow the doctor took the twin out of Delia and put it in the mother, like the gene. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. And so the mother ends up having the baby, and the baby turns out to be the Antichrist, the other Antichrist, and he has 666 on his hand. And the mother's trying to kill both of them, Delia and the boy, and then Delia ends up winning because she makes the mother kill herself. And yeah, it's a stupid ass. It's a stupid movie, really. I don't know really what else to say about it. I mean, if you like this movie, just tell me why. I'm not gonna make fun of you. I just want to know. I just didn't understand a lot of things in it, and most of the things just didn't make sense to me direction wise. Like the acting, the music. Like the music was really bad, and the story wasn't that great. And it's just I don't know what else to say about it. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you already seen the other Omen movies, I'll just say give it a watch to see how it is, because it is supposed to be a direct continuation of part 3, but it's not a great movie. And when I think of the franchise, I don't think about this movie at all. But anyways, that's my review.